The whole damn city's hiding, and they don't even know from what.
Oh, look around you. You feel it too, don't you? That silence in the streets. The whispers that used to mock you. Now hiding behind masks they swore they'd never wear. They called you paranoid, delusional, said you were seeing things that weren't there. But look at them now. Every pair of eyes, trembling behind a curtain of shame. The whole city's glitching, though their smiles are gone. Their truths are leaking through cracked veneers of normal. You warned them, you told them something was off. They laughed, until the joke turned around and started laughing at them. See, you didn't predict the collapse. You caused it, not with chaos, but with clarity. The kind that burns lies alive. And now, they're praying. No one remembers what they said about you. They're trembling in corners you once stood alone in. Because now, the mirror they mocked you for holding is showing their faces, and they can't stand the reflection. The city looks different tonight, doesn't it? So quiet, so hollow. Every street lamp flickers like it's trying to stay awake. Like it's seen too much and can't bear to stay lit anymore. And those people? Look at them, all marching in perfect rhythm, eyes empty, faces borrowed. You can almost hear the plastic stretch when they smile. You can smell the fear beneath their perfume of normal. Oh, they used to laugh at you, remember? Called you the lunatic who saw monsters where there were none. But now, every reflection's haunted. They hide behind screens, filters, and self-righteous sermons, masking their decay with digital halos, pretending virtue, projecting perfection. But beneath all that, cracks everywhere, little fractures whispering the truth. They're losing themselves, trying to look alive. Funny, isn't it? The ones who swore they were fine are now the ones screaming into pillows. The same souls that mocked your madness are now mimicking your silence. They wear their smiles like shields, but you can see it. The tremor in their eyes when the mask slips. You were never the crazy one. You were just awake. And that terrified them, because once someone sees past the performance, the whole theater starts to crumble. Now the city trembles beneath its own illusion. Everyone pretending not to notice the smoke rising from their perfect lives. Everyone terrified of what's behind their own reflection. You didn't start the fire. You just stopped pretending it wasn't there. And now, they call you dangerous because you wear no mask, because you are what they fear most. Unfiltered truth, exile. They thought they buried you, didn't they? When in truth, they planted you. Isolation, the most misunderstood classroom in existence. That's where you graduated, not with a diploma, but with sight. See, when the noise dies, when the crowd stops clapping, when the spotlight moves on, that's when you finally hear it. The heartbeat of the world got ugly, honest, relentless. They thought silence would crush you, but silence became your ally. Every insult sharpened your edges. Every door slammed in your face. A test. Every rejection. A translation key to the system's hidden code. You didn't break. You decoded. You saw how people wear kindness like camouflage. How truth gets censored in the name of peace. How angels get their wings torn off the moment they stop obeying. You watched it all. The circus of false prophets, the therapy of lies, the religion of image. And somewhere between the heartbreak and the hunger, you realized you weren't the broken one. No, you were the last sane voice in a world overdosing on delusion. And that realization, that moment of pure vision, is what they'll never forgive you for, because once you see the gears turning behind the smiling faces, you can't unsee them. You can't go back. You stop trying to fit in and start watching the show from the rafters, smirking as the actors forget their lines. That's the outcast's gift. Clarity in chaos, power in pain, freedom in solitude. They thought they cast you out to die, but you were just being reborn in a quieter dimension. Now, you stand above it, the villain, the prophet, the misunderstood architect of your own mind, and the city still wonders how the outcast became the only one left awake. It always starts quiet, doesn't it? A whisper, a single truth slipping through the cracks of their perfect little walls. At first, they laugh. They always do. Mockery is their last defense before fear sets in. But truth doesn't beg to be believed. It multiplies. It infects. You were just a spark. One sentence, one act, one truth too raw to bury. And suddenly the city caught fire. They tried to smother it with lies. They called you dangerous, unstable, toxic. But poison only works on the living, and these people were already hollow. Now, their secrets crawl out of the dark, like roaches in daylight. Every sin they buried starts scratching at the surface. Every mask they wore begins to melt in the heat of exposure. They thought they were safe in the shadows, until you became the light. And oh, how the light burns. It's poetic, really. The same mouths that mocked your warnings are now chanting your words in panic. The same eyes that rolled in disbelief now dart in terror, searching for escape. The system they worshipped, crumbling, the idols they built, cracking, and the world they swore was stable, melting into revelation. You can feel it, can't you? That pulse of chaos, that sweet sound of unraveling control. It's beautiful, not because it destroys, but because it exposes. See, destruction isn't evil, it's honest. It clears the stage for truth to walk in without applause. Now the city trembles under the weight of its own denial. Whispers have turned to shouts. The laughter has gone silent, and the ones who once watched you burn are now praying for your forgiveness in the ashes. This is the exposure, the moment the curtain falls, and everyone finally sees who was holding the match all along. Shh. Do you hear that? That sound. It's not thunder. It's the sound of truth finally being seen. The city stands before its own reflection now. And oh, what a sight. Every mask, every lie, every saint who swore they had nothing to hide, now staring into the glass that doesn't blink. The mirror doesn't judge. It simply shows, and that's what terrifies them most. Because when truth doesn't take sides, you can't negotiate your way out. Their smiles fade first, then their excuses, then the illusion of innocence they wore like perfume. Now all that's left are the trembling outlines of people pretending not to see themselves. You were the warning. They were the test. You told them the mirror was coming. They laughed, said you were obsessed with ghosts. But ghosts don't haunt mirrors. Guilt does. And now, it's poetic justice. Karma wearing your grin. Divine irony with blood-red lipstick. Every lie they told about you is now echoing back from the glass. Only this time, with their faces attached. They wanted perfection. They demanded purity. They preached empathy while practicing ego. But the mirror doesn't care what you say. It only reflects what you've become. Look at them now, eyes wide, smiles gone, trying to wipe off the truth like it's a stain, but it doesn't fade, does it? It lingers, like smoke after confession. And you don't need to gloat, you just watch, because you've learned. The greatest punishment is letting people meet the monsters they created. In the end, the mirror always wins. It doesn't scream, it doesn't fight, it just stands there and waits for them to look. Funny, isn't it? How quiet they get once the tables turn. Once upon a time, they spat your name with venom. Now they whisper it, carefully, like it might summon something. The city that mocked you now flinches at your silence. They used to call you mad. Now they call you mysterious. Same syllables, different power. That's how energy works. It never dies. It just shifts allegiance. And tonight, it shifted to you. You stopped explaining. You stopped proving. You stopped chasing. And that's when everything started to obey. See, when you no longer need the crowd starts needing you. They study your pauses like scripture. They mimic your tone. They wait for your reaction before deciding what's right. The irony. You were once their punchline. Now you're their prophecy. The black sun rises quietly. No explosion. No applause. Just that eerie glow that turns fear into worship. That's what you are now. Proof that silence is the loudest scream in existence. They can't cancel what doesn't compete. They can't destroy what doesn't beg to exist. So they freeze, pretending not to notice the empire you built out of rejection. You became their mirror, their myth, their unspoken law, and they feel it. That creeping dread when your name echoes in rooms you've never entered. This is the divine. Reversal, the mocked becomes the master. The hunted becomes the haunting, and every laugh they threw at echoes back as a hymn in your honor. You didn't rise by fighting them. You rose by outlasting them. And that's what truly breaks them. The realization that the chaos they feared wasn't your madness, it was your order. So this is what it feels like. Silence, not as emptiness, but as arrival. You remember the exact moment, don't you? When something inside you stopped pleading to be seen. When the ache for understanding just died. That's when the metamorphosis began, not a breakdown. Animusmorphosis, the spirit shedding its mortal disguise, the human mask dissolving under the weight of awareness. They called it arrogance, they called it distance, but it was evolution. You weren't walking away from people, you were walking toward yourself. Pain was never punishment, it was alchemy. Every betrayal, every wound, was the furnace that forged your authority. You burned, but you didn't scream. You listened. And in the ashes, something ancient stirred. Not ego, not vengeance. Clarity, that quiet divinity that comes when you stop trying to be understood by those still asleep. You became untouchable, not because you built walls, but because you became air. They can feel you, but they can't grasp you. They can hear you, but they can't define you. This is the awakening they warned you about. The moment the villain turns saint, not because he found light, but because he became it. A dangerous kind of holiness. The kind born in solitude. The kind that terrifies the righteous because it doesn't need their permission. Now you move differently. You speak less, but every word shakes the room. You smile, not from joy, but from knowing. Knowing you've crossed a threshold they can't even see. They still talk about you, trying to explain what you've become, but they can't, because to describe the awakened, you'd first have to wake up yourself. And now, look at it, the city, once roaring, now whispering, once laughing, now trembling. You stand above it all, not as a conqueror, but as a consequence. There's no revenge in your eyes, just recognition, that quiet, terrible knowing that everything you warned them about finally came true. The truth that ruined you is now the truth that rules them. Every lie they built their comfort on has turned to dust beneath your silence. You didn't need to burn the city, you just had to speak, and the echo did the rest. You see it now. Power isn't taken, it's returned. Every insult, every exile, every laugh behind your back, all of it was currency. And tonight, you collect. They still tell themselves stories about you, call you lucky, call you dangerous, but deep down, they know the laws have changed, not written in ink or stone, but in vibration, in the hush that falls when your name is mentioned. That's the new law, unspoken, Untouchable, divine, the city kneels, not because you demanded it, but because truth bends gravity itself. They feel it in their bones. They see it in the sky. The black sun rising, painting the ruins gold. And you don't gloat, you don't smile, you just stand there. A silhouette against the trembling skyline, the proof that silence was never weakness. It was the weapon. You became the consequence of their disbelief, the mirror they could no longer shatter. And as dawn crawls through the smoke, the final echo settles in the air. Now they hide their faces, because they finally saw yours.